Well, I'm quite excited because it's a new investment of $17.5 million that will go to 95 recipients across the province to deliver new programs that are specifically targeted to refugees and to vulnerable newcomers. And some will be specifically directed at women and to the youth. And we know that sometimes the youth, it takes a little bit longer for them to integrate, and they need more focused support. So the sooner we can provide the supports, the sooner they can flourish and they can settle and integrate into our province. So I think it will make a difference, a real difference in people's lives, and that's why I'm excited.
This is a great opportunity for us to be at the Brampton Multicultural Centre with my colleague, Minister Laura Albanese. We're here to talk about new settlement services to 95 recipients across 21 regions in Ontario. AJO services, they are settlement services to help newcomer and refugee families settle and integrate into our communities. We want to support them so that they are successful, and we've made, the region of Peel alone has seen up to $2.5 million in funding.
Hi, my name is Nidhi Joshi, and I am a volunteer at Big Brother Big Sisters, and I volunteer for the Go Girls program. The impact that this program has on girls is significant, and towards the end of the program you see girls with increased confidence, and their self-esteem also increases as well. Girls are more active in their communities, and they're also more aware of the resources that are available to them.
The Feel Good Start Refugee Youth Program has really achieved remarkable success over the 1 year that we have been running it. Youth are now more confident, they're less anxious, they're improved their English significantly, and they are engaged in their communities and in their schools. We look forward to continuing it next year and give a good start for more youth in our region.
The program funded by the ministry, announced today by Minister Albanese, is a program for construction workers, primarily focusing on Syrian refugees. We know from having worked with 2,200 Syrian refugees who arrived over the last 2 years that there are many in the group who have construction skills. However, they can't utilize those skills in Ontario until they certify for occupational health and safety certificates. And so this program makes it possible for us to work with the Labour Education Centre to provide training for the refugees in occupational health and safety so that they can get the 6 certificates that they need to work in construction. The Labour Education Centre has hired 2 of the refugees already, taught them the program, and basically they will be providing the program in English and Arabic. We think this will make a big difference in helping these newcomers get jobs, well-paying jobs in construction, and make a contribution to Ontario.
Hi, I'm Sue Sadler from Access Employment. I am the Vice President of Services and Program Development, and we are very pleased to be represented here at this very exciting announcement from the Ministry of Citizenship and Immigration, and we're even more pleased by the fact that we are recipients of this funding to help refugees and vulnerable populations. On this go-around, we were able to secure funding to deliver a sector-specific program for young refugee youth in the motive power sector, and we were also able to enhance our services that we currently deliver in the construction trades for Syrian refugees. It's as I said, an honor to be affiliated with this funder and to be part of this service delivery framework.
So Brampton Multicultural Community Centre has been in business for over 30 years, and our aim is to provide inclusion and integration for marginalized individuals and families and help them integrate into the Canadian society. Yearly we see over 11,000 individuals, most of whom are newcomers to Canada, and we provide services unique to them in their own languages. we speak over 18 languages, and we have 3 office locations in Peel. We are in 72 schools, 3 Brampton libraries, civic hospital, and other itinerant location. We're very happy about this announcement because it is much needed for refugee and other vulnerable youth to integrate successfully, and they can have access to programs and services that can facilitate their integration into a new community.
Hello, TAG TV audience. So my name is Rochelle and I'm from Multicultural. We have 5 locations within the GTA, and our concentration area for refugees is our Mississauga hub. Now, since September of 2016, right back to December of 2017, we have served 767 refugees. This is a good program for us here at Polycultural. Not only are we able to help these new refugees to integrate into Canadian life, we provide basic services for them, including English language, health coverage, simple things of just opening an account and taking public transit. So we are very important into the integration of these refugees. The extension announced today at the program by our minister is very good for us, so we can continue to serve these clients that we have here in the Peel region.
That will impact and that will significantly improve the social and economic integration of refugees and vulnerable newcomers in our region. I would first like to start by welcoming our very special guest present with us here this morning. We have the Honorable Laura Albanese, Minister of Citizenship and Immigration, and MPP Harinder Malvi, both of whom will be speaking to us shortly. We are also honored to have with us our community partners, Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Peel.
Today's announcement is about helping newcomers and refugee families in Brampton and throughout the region of Peel. We know how important it is for newcomers to our province to receive the help they need to settle in our communities and then work to achieve success. I too come from an immigrant family. My parents immigrated to this country over 40 years ago now, and they can tell you that the services available today are not the services that they had access to then. This is what's going to allow for our newcomer families and make it easier for them to settle. Ontario's plan to create fairness and opportunity during this period of rapid economic change is important to all residents, not only in Brampton, but across this province. Our plan includes a higher minimum wage, better working conditions, free tuition for hundreds of thousands of students, easier access to affordable childcare, and free prescription drugs to children and youth under the age of 25. This is the biggest expansion of Medicare in this generation. Today's announcement is about community building. That's why we're here to welcome 95 recipients allocated for 21 programs across our community, 21 communities across our province.
The Brampton Multicultural Community Center. I know that this is a place dedicated to newcomer engagement. So thank you, Dima, for hosting us today. I know that your Good Start Refugee Youth Program, delivered in partnership with Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Peel, offers refugee youth learning experience that really helps them to deal with their day-to-day challenges and to create friendships and to succeed in school and to integrate into the community. And that's really the important thing, especially when you arrive in a new country. And I want to also thank all of the other organizations that are here today, Costi and Mary Ocala, who's here, and who Mary and I have known each other from previous careers and go way back. We won't say how long, Mary, otherwise we really date ourselves. Melton Neighborhood Services, Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Peel, Polycultural Immigrant and Community Service, and Access. I would like to thank each and every one of you personally for the services that you offer. These services have a direct and positive impact on refugees and vulnerable newcomers here in Peel. Now, in June of last year, World Refugee Day, the Ontario government announced new investments to help refugees settle and succeed in our province. The announcement recognized the courage, the strength of spirit, and the resilience of refugees and vulnerable newcomers that come to our province in this all this resilience that they demonstrate as they start a new life. And Ontario as a province is determined to continue to play an effective role in supporting the settlement and the integration of refugees and vulnerable newcomers from many backgrounds who arrive in our province. Between January and November of last year, 2017, communities across Ontario welcomed 40% of the almost 45,000 refugee claimants that arrived in Canada. And as the number of refugees is anticipated to increase, additional resources and funding will be vital in meeting their needs and ensuring the sustainability of long-term settlement. And as a province, Ontario has a very long tradition of welcoming newcomers from all over the world, and we are committed to continue our humanitarian efforts because it is important, because it is our duty as compassionate human beings. But it's not only a duty, it is more than a duty. Our ministry recognizes the opportunity to assist refugees in not only integrating, but in succeeding and in making a positive and impactful contribution to our local communities, to our schools, to our workplaces, to our economy. And without organizations such as the ones that we have here today, we wouldn't be able to do this work. Vulnerable newcomers have needs that extend beyond just initial settlement, that they require additional targeted supports in order to be able to flourish in our society, and we're really cognizant of that. With this in mind, the Ontario government today announces the 95 recipients of funding for enhanced services for refugees, refugee claimants, and vulnerable newcomers.
Costi and our colleagues here today are the deliverers of those services that you're funding. And we are providing newcomers with that opportunity to integrate and succeed. Here in Brampton, very diverse city, Costi works with refugee youth to help them develop leadership skills and engage with the community, a program funded by the Ministry of Citizenship and Immigration. The province also funds the Employment Ontario Centre that we operate here. We also have an enhanced language training program that is helping newcomer professionals learn occupation-specific language and to find work in their field. I'm also pleased to see that the Minister for the Status of Women is here today, because we also provide a program, deliver a program called Neighbours, Friends and Families. And we have been delivering this program in Peel with our partners, Multicultural Immigrant Services, the Newcomer Centre for Peel, and Catholic Cross Cultural Services. It's a very important program because it has been very effective in raising awareness in newcomer communities of the signs of woman abuse, so that people who are close to an at-risk woman or an abusive man can help. As you can see, integration is a complex process, and one needs to come at it from many different angles to address the various needs. One new program for us that has been made possible through today's announcement is the Arabic Construction Safety Training Project. Costi was responsible for resettling 2,200 Syrian refugees over the last 2 years, and we've had a number of programs to help these refugees find employment. One of those programs, an internship program, for example, was targeting refugee professionals. And 18 out of the 20 individuals who went through that initial course basically found jobs in their field, including 2 architects, accountants, and so on. We also know from those 2,200 Syrian refugees that we have served that there are many who arrive with construction skills, but it's very difficult to get into the construction industry for very legitimate reasons, safety for one. And so this particular program that is being funded, we're working with the Labour Education Centre, a union-based education center that basically they have a training program to allow the newcomers to certify on occupational health and safety. They call it the Safety 6 program, and it makes it easier for newcomers to get the 6 necessary certifications needed to work at most Ontario building sites. To more directly address the needs of these newcomers, the Labor Education Center in turn hired 2 of our Syrian clients to train them to deliver the program so that it could be delivered in Arabic and in English. Obviously, you need some English on the construction site, but certainly not at the level that, let's say, professional level. But you need enough for safety, and so they're doing it in Arabic and English. Through this project, these trainers will now provide the necessary courses to the newcomers at the Labor Education Center.
Talking from personal experience, I have seen the positive impact the Go Girls program has on young girls. By the end of the program, girls are not only more confident and positive, but are also more aware of the resources and support systems available to them. I know firsthand the stress of moving to a new country and believe strongly that programs like the Go Girls will help to integrate young girls into their community and help to build their confidence in their new country. For over 10 years, Big Brothers Big Sisters Appeal have been offering the Go Girls Healthy Bodies, Healthy Minds group mentoring program for girls ages 12 to 14 in schools in the Peel region. We are excited to have the opportunity to adapt this national program through the Go Girls Healthy Bodies, Healthy Minds Refugee Youth Project and specifically address the needs of refugee and vulnerable newcomer adolescent girls. This program is very unique as it is facilitated by female volunteer mentors in schools over 8 weekly sessions with 2 volunteer mentors and 8 to 10 girls. The Go Girls program curriculum promotes self-esteem, active healthy living, and healthy relationships.
هي الذي قدمت لنا كافة التسهيلات ومنها Martin's neighborhood services and بعض الخدمات الاجتماعية منها Martin neighborhood services من خلاله فقد أخذنا بعض الخدمات منها الترجمة ومنها الخدمات الطبية ومنها خدمة التعليم.
And this all happened through the services that the government has allowed us to go through. Some of it's the multicultural, and we learned the translation and all other services that would be offered to us, and that's how we become very comfortable.
So we've been delivering it for a little bit over a year now, and the project has been a huge success. It has really exceeded our expectations in terms of the impact that it had on youth and their families. The way the project was designed with its various components had a lot to do with its success. We had a good understanding of the challenges that refugee youth face, having to learn a new language, adjust to a new culture and system, cope with the trauma of displacement and exposure to work, negotiating a new identity, and perhaps a new family structure, roles and responsibilities. The challenges we knew are huge, but we still needed to know more. So before putting the pieces together, we watched the youth and we spoke to them to get a better understanding, not just of their challenges and needs, but about their preferences, their attitudes, their behavior. We wanted to uncover their unspoken needs. We also reviewed best practices of working with newcomer, refugee, and other vulnerable youth. It was obvious that a combination of interventions that intervene at multiple levels were needed in order to make sure that youth are engaged and remain engaged, and that they have a safe place and plenty of opportunities to develop their skills, improve their English, and connect with other youth and others.